Hello and welcome to issue number 111. That's make a wish, Tanner.
I wish my cat would stop batting at the door.
That was perfect. Bravo. Of Headline Heroes, a comedy podcast where we take today's headlines and create a comic book origin story. I almost said orgy. Can we start over?
No.
Oh, yeah. Sigmund Freud, what's on your mind?
Freudian slip.
A comic book origin story. That's what we make. Jesus Christ. My name is Drew Mick.
And I'm Tanner Ackerman. No Nate for some reason.
No Nate here, as you may have guessed from right from the get-go, because Nate would have been laughing the hardest at my orgy slip.
He would have been bellowing out hilarious laughter.
Big, deep, throaty.
What is on your mind?
I don't know.
Nate just didn't show up, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. He did leave a voicemail here, so we can go ahead and play that. Let me just get that queued up here.
Hey guys, it's Nate. I forgot to tell you guys, I'm actually gone this week. I'm at a wedding. Maybe you covered that already. My absence, at least, that is. Need some help real quick. Just a quick question for you. I am the best man at this wedding that I'm going to, and I didn't write a speech, so was wondering if you guys could maybe, when you get this, tell me your tips for what some good best man ideas are for speeches and what I should say. And if you could just send that in to me via text message as well, just a recording. I'll just play it at the wedding. Actually, it's probably easier. Yeah, so if you could just send that audio over to me, that'd be great. Appreciate it. Thank you. Love the show. Long time listener. Bye.
I didn't expect that last part.
Well, the good news is we're already recording, so we can just get this right straight to him.
Yeah.
So, okay, we can help out here. I know for a fact, Tanner, you have been a best man at least twice.
Yeah, just twice.
Just twice.
I think. Yeah. One time was co-best man, and I didn't give a speech in that one. I pushed that off to the other guy. So...
Nice.
If Nate could do that, that would be my first recommendation.
First tip is to pass it off to another person. Write that down, Nate. That'd be good. I have also been best man twice. I think what you got to do is just you got to get everyone's attention, and I think you just start clinking the glass, and then everyone starts doing it, and then they do the kissy thing, but then you just keep clinking your glass.
So just aggressively clinking it while everyone else has stopped.
You clink until you drop your fork or spoon or whatever.
Or the glass breaks.
Or the glass breaks. And then be like, thank you. And then get going. I think that's a good way to start it.
Yeah, I mean that's an attention getter. Make sure you don't blink the whole time you're clinking it too.
When we wrote our review, you had said that a good way to start off something is with a quote, and you probably do that.
I'm glad you said that, actually, because I have a rule for best man speech quotes. So it's got to be a Vin Diesel quote.
Okay, let's see. Vin Diesel quotes about love.
Well, they're all about love if you think about it.
Okay. Well, this is weird. So I pulled up pictures. It's images, and it's Vin Diesel's face, and it says, "A winner is a dreamer who never gives up." And I was like, oh, dang, that's really good, Vin Diesel. But it's actually quoted as Nelson Mandela. I don't understand this.
Is the implication that they think that's a picture of Nelson Mandela?
I don't know if this is a comment. It's someone's Pinterest board, and goddamn, I hate Pinterest on Google Images. I'll just send you it. Real quick. Nate's going to be getting all of these because I'm not going to not send it right to him.
Oh, yeah.
I do think I have another one. Just my Facebook is loading. Let me just take a moment here. Jesus, Facebook, you're so slow.
It's the worst site in the world.
I think my computer is not what it used to be. There it is.
That's a really young Vin Diesel.
Yeah, it is.
We have to tweet this out when the episode releases.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good one. Being male is a matter of birth. Being a man is a matter of age. Being a gentleman is a matter of choice. Now, I don't think I agree with Mr. Diesel on this one.
Why is that?
I mean, I don't think being male is a matter of birth anymore.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, is it because it's a little transphobic?
Mm-hmm, just a bit. And also being a man, like, whatever. Like, oh, but here I think is a good one. Find your confidence. Lead with love. The rest will follow.
Is that Vin Diesel?
Yeah, it is.
Holy shit.
Now this, I'm not sure if it's Vin Diesel, but it's next to a picture of him. And it says, love is the most powerful and still most unknown energy in the world. So I think that's it right there.
That's pretty good. I'll give you one more what I was thinking specifically.
Okay.
Ask any racer, any real racer. Mm-hmm. It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
Okay. Yep. Nope. You're right. That's the one. And then we okay. I guess we're writing his whole speech. Yep. So from there on, we've kind of established a racing thing, for love and how you got to come out ahead.
It's all about winning.
It's all about winning in a relationship.
Yeah. One person has to win.
One person. And so obviously as Nate's friend, their best man, he's got to be rooting for him. So let's just move on to the next part. I think after you do the quote, Webster's dictionary. Okay, everyone defines love, but what's another word we can do?
Define racing.
Racing, the sport or profession of engaging or holding races. Mm-hmm.
That's literally the definition.
Mm-hmm.
It basically uses the word in the definition.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, Webster's
Let me just do
dictionary?
race.
Okay, let's do race.
A strong or rapid current of water flowing through a narrow channel.
Yeah, no, that sounds right.
That's the top one, so... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. The act of running is the top one. But I think the water one gets more, flowy with it.
Yeah.
A contest of speed, it says. Yeah. So I think... Okay, so quote, defined racing, and then... Oh, where do we go from there?
Personal story.
Okay. Now let's see. Let us both draw on our infinite knowledge on Nate about, does he have a racing story?
I'm sure he does. Think.
Well, there was the time that he was at the big race. What's the big one in Spain? Or it's not in Spain. It's in a smaller country.
Are you talking about Monaco? Or are you talking about the Formula One race?
That's it, Monaco.
Yeah.
There you go, Formula One race. He was there, and then he decided, you know what? If I own this car, I might as well race in it. And so he did that. And then, lo and behold, this guy walks out on there, and it's Mickey Rourke. And he started glowing, and he had these big ropes on him, and then he attacked Nate, and Nate fended him off with his big old metal suit.
And everyone thought he was super cool.
And that is actually how he met the groom.
Because he was Mickey Rourke?
It was Mickey Rourke.
Okay.
So I didn't want to name drop who Nate's friend was, but yeah, it's Mickey Rourke.
It was a meet cute.
Yeah. So then he says that story. I don't know. Did you have any other stories?
No, that's the definitive Nate racing story.
Yeah, that's the go-to. Yeah, I think that's good. I think we've laid the groundwork there for him. How do you end it? I suppose. I think from there he can just free form, do some jazz. How do you end the speech?
Some jazz. And then you got to do a toast.
Do a toast, of course. You know what's a really good ending?
What's that?
I think The Sopranos truly nailed it.
It's just he just doesn't finish the speech and he sits down
in the middle of the toast. So start a toast.
Here's to friendships. No, wait. Some ships sail the sea. Some ships sail the ocean, but friendships may they always be.
Okay. Now, where do you cut it off? What's the good cutoff there?
But I would say, but friendships, and then that's it.
And know what I like about this is that it in no way is like happy for the couple. It's just like, hey, you're my friend. It's good.
Yeah, none of this was about the couple. Mm-hmm. That's good though. That's you want everyone to know you're there for the best man dude.
Yeah, to put your priorities straight. Yeah. So I think Nate put that down. That's good. We got it pretty much in the books here.
Yeah, take it to the bank.
Thank you. Congratulations, Mickey, to his lovely wedding. Yeah. So I think that's good. Tanner, do you want to ask me what we do here?
Sure, we can change it up.
Yeah.
Drew, what do we do here?
I'm glad you asked. I really am, truly. Because friendships, they sink.
Yep.
And so what we do here on Headline Heroes is it's a big old orgy in which we take a random news headline and randomly selected, usually submitted by one of our loyal listeners. And we take that, and depending on the week, we either make a superhero or supervillain origin story out of it. Now, Tanner, I'm really struggling to remember what last week's was. Could you please fill me in?
It surprises me that you're struggling because it seems to be that you have orgies on the mind.
You know what? That's exactly, it's because of what we did last week is that I'm thinking so much about hot group sex.
Yeah, we created the porn-based supervillain Sex Luthor.
And I was thinking about this. Anytime I think we come across a porn article, we got to make an effort to try and fit it into a sexy Superman pantheon.
To our porn cinematic universe.
Yes, and that's just a little internal one. That's good.
So, okay, that means they were a villain. So that means this we were going to make a hero. And the article number that I already picked for you is number 7. And the headline is Motorcyclist taunts cop with wheelie, wrecks into fence.
Oh, and this one comes to us from that big old lovable scamp, Carl Sorensen. Thank you, Carl. Carl, who of course makes us sound pretty and composed the theme song for Headline Heroes. So thank you, Carl. Okay, so this is a hero. Mm-hmm. Wrecks into fence.
Yes. Is there a video or is this just a still picture?
Looks like a still picture, which seems weird that they would just have that.
Yeah, and it's a blurry picture, so it looks like it came from a video.
Must have come, yeah. Oh, you know what? There's a video. Scroll down. It's kind of...
It looks like super zoomed in. What's going on?
It's full screen it, man. Full screen it. Oh, that dummy. Okay, so he didn't really... Okay, he did hit a fence. All right. I thought the fence was farther back. But more importantly, he swerved to get out of the way of another cop that had just rolled up.
Still pretty douchey.
Yeah, pretty dumb. It's a big old... I'm like a... What? It's probably a Harley. But doesn't it have like the long front? What's it called? When the front wheel sticks out really far. I don't know. Lowrider?
I guess, yeah. I don't really know. We're showing our extreme motorcycle knowledge right now.
I once had a motorcycle that was made out of Connects and it was awesome.
That's pretty cool. I had a bike that had plastic stuff on it that kind of made it look like a motorcycle.
So you had the equivalent of putting playing cards or baseball cards onto the back to make it sound like you're revving up?
Yeah, kind of. It didn't sound like it though. Just
it didn't. It just was covering it.
It made it kind of look like one.
Okay, I see.
The 90s were a wild time.
Oh, Tanner, this just in. Nate has left us another voicemail.
Oh, geez.
This has got to be important. So let's just play that. Riveting stuff, Nathan. Thank you.
I couldn't quite make out what he was saying. Do you know what the Google transcript said?
Oh yeah, I do. I do have that right here. It's very convenient. It just says yes, period.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Thanks, Nate.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you, Nate. Maybe he just knew that we just gave him his advice and he could just feel it. So he's excited.
Perfect.
All right. Anyway, moving on. All right. So this guy's a douche right away. So I don't like that.
Yep.
Have we done anything? What have we done with motorcycles in the past?
Nothing.
There was the Mongoose, but that was
like a BMX bike.
Yeah.
I don't think we've done a motorcycle thing.
What if? Okay, I have an idea. That's not really motorcycle related. It has to do with the fence.
Okay.
What if he crashes into the fence and then like goes through the fence and is now in like 30 different pieces?
Like a cartoon character?
Because it's a chain link fence. Yeah.
Okay, so what does that do for him? Is he just like now 30 different
He's 30
things?
different pieces, but can form back up.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. But then it separates out into little beans that he controls. They kind of hop around or slide around or roll or whatever.
So he can like split himself like up to 30 times, but he gets smaller each time?
Oh, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, so then he can... Is it literally if he splits himself in half, is it literally at the torso, legs on one, and then body or upper torso the other one? Or is it two smaller versions of himself?
I was thinking two smaller versions of himself.
Okay, I'm glad. I want two smaller versions because that would be just great. I don't know what kind of magic was happening with this fence.
It was to teach him the error of his ways for taunting
The fence
a
god.
cop.
The fence god came down and was just like, bro, why?
So was the fence? Had he run in the fence multiple times? So the fence god was mad.
Oh, maybe this guy just made a habit of just wrecking fences, but this is the first time he ever like ran straight into it. Usually he could just drive over it, or he just like broke them. Wooden fences mainly, but now he's being punished.
So this was the first one to stop him, and then he ended up flying off the bike.
He flew out the bike,
going
into
through the fence, much like a cartoon character.
And he had like at that moment, a Thanos like in the Soul Stone thing where he's talking to Gamora, and that's when he's talking to the fence god.
Oh, like what did it cost?
Yeah, everything. But it's more like, bro, you fucked up. Quit doing this. I'm the god of fences, yo. I date back from like ancient Greece.
Yeah, that sounds right.
God of fences.
I mean, there probably is one.
Terminus in Roman religion was the god who protected boundary markers. Are you kidding me?
I told you.
Oh my god!
God for everything in that like type of lore.
Boundary markers, boundary stones, border stones, anything. Wow. So this is probably Terminus.
Yeah. So Terminus
comes up and it's just like, man, stop it. Also, what you did right there in front of that cop, real douchey.
Kind of cool, but real douchey.
So, like, when the crash happened, it seemed to him like he went through the fence. But actually what happened is he'll wake up in the hospital and be like, man, that was a bad accident. And that's when his powers start to happen.
I see. Okay. So...
And does Terminus be like, turn your shit around, man. Turn that shit upside down.
Okay. So, yeah, he has to do that, but... Like, what is his motivation to? Does he not want to be able to break into smaller versions of himself? And that's why he's like, I'm going to do what this god said? Or the god's like, I gave you these powers for a reason or something?
I have an idea.
Okay.
Terminus impounds his bike.
So simple. Why didn't I think of it?
He takes his bike. It's not like the police had it. No, it's Terminus, god of boundary markers.
It's kind of like that, there was a Nickelodeon show about, and this like bully got turned into a dog, and he had to do a bunch of good deeds before he'd not be a dog anymore.
Yeah,
it's like that.
What are you talking about? The Shaggy Dog again?
No, this was a Nickelodeon show.
Wait, which one is this?
It's like
say the plot again.
Something good deeds of.
Oh,
this bully gets turned into a dog.
That's tickling something in my brain.
I'm Googling right now.
Okay.
Going to google.com.
Yep.
100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd. That's what it was called.
Okay. That kind of, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I kind of see it.
Aired from October 16th, 1999 to April 21st, 2002.
Man, seeing the pictures here, this show looks like it was made in the 80s.
Yeah.
But it's still 1999.
Super was not. Yeah, I remember watching episodes when they were new.
Weird. Anyway, so he wakes up and it's his bike. It's his love. He loves this bike so much. Doesn't mean he can't. Doesn't mean he can't.
Ride another motorcycle.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. But he needs to get that bike back. So then he starts turning around and he has these amazing powers. What's some goofy shit he can get into? All right. What's a good scenario? We've done like robbery so many times. What's a good sinister thing that he could fall into?
That's not a robbery.
Yeah, I guess that's really it.
And you really pigeonholed me here.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there's kidnapping. That's a bad thing.
That is bad. All right. That's a good one, actually. It's a bad one. I'm sorry. It's bad. But what if he sees someone get dragged into a van and then he sends like a miniature version of himself to be on the thing, but then, and he has like a sense of where all his beings are at all times. So it works as tracking.
So he splits in two, or does he like split into like a really small version of himself?
Okay, let's talk about that. When he splits, if he splits in two, does it have to be 50-50 or can it be 95-5?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It doesn't always have to be 50-50. So then he can, just like a 6-inch tall version of himself or something, has him jump on the van.
On the bumper, and then so that guy gets a bike and follows and decides to break in by splitting down and is like 29 small versions of himself through the ventilation ducts.
Oh, that's one way of doing it. I was thinking he could split just into two, and like one version of him is just like at the front door distracting him, like trying to sell him magazines or something, while the other one's like sneaking in the back door.
Is it just like a small man child out front now?
Yeah, let's see, how tall will this guy probably be?
I mean,
like 6'2". So
let's just say
like a 3'1" guy.
But he's already missing 5% of himself.
So he's like, it's a little under 3 feet.
He's like 3, just a little under maybe. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this 3-foot person. Yeah, I like that. That's better than just ants go marching in through the ventilation ducts. Maybe he doesn't think about that.
Yeah.
At first, like obviously it makes sense, but retrospect,
it's like, oh man, that would have been way easier. So he has to keep him talking,
distracting, and then goes in and unties this person and leads them out. And
then, but don't they have to like get caught at the last second? And so then the magazine salesman version of him has to like punch one of them in the balls.
Yeah, except maybe not punching. Well, that could be funny. That, or he shoots out another smaller version right into the balls.
That'd be pretty good too. Yeah, because then he could he could split into a bunch of them and then run away as the distraction guy after hitting him in the balls. Because everyone loves a good ball shot.
That's good. And then there's another one that comes out with a gun and starts shooting. They get behind some boxes. This is a warehouse.
Yeah,
and then if I could just get to that fire extinguisher, and he shoots out a smaller version that's less likely to get hit. Grabs the fire extinguisher, and then he's just like, "Oh, damn." It's like, yeah, the tiny person can't drag it. He's just like, I don't know what I was thinking. Get back here.
Okay, because I was gonna ask, because can't Ant-Man, I know like he has like the force still of like a normal sized person, but can he carry things like a normal sized person even when he's tiny?
I'm not sure we've ever seen that from him.
I don't think so either.
I'm sure in the comics they would say that because ants can do that, but I think whenever he needs to carry a bunch of shit, he just summons his ants.
Yeah, that's fair. But so like, I don't know, he could just break down into 30 small people and get over to it and then like make himself big again, because he could still do the Ant-Man stuff where he like shoots up really big and shrinks down really small.
Yeah.
So maybe he just appears right by the fire
if
extinguisher then.
the word I think I'm looking for is plorp. If they plorp into each other.
Is that a real word?
I don't know.
Okay, it sounds right to me. Plorp.
Yeah, they plorp. They got to be next to each other to, when you separate water, like with a very sharp knife, it like stays separate, but then it goes back together. That's kind of that.
Yeah, it's got a plorp.
They got a plorp.
Then he's got that fire extinguisher and he hits someone over the head with it.
Yeah, and boom, mission successful. Terminus appears, just like, good job, keep it up.
High fives him.
The person who was kidnapped transforms into Terminus.
Yeah, that's dope. I like that a lot.
And then like the two robbers are just like clapping with Terminus. Like, yeah, we.
So is every single thing he does gonna be a test by Terminus, or is it?
No, I think the first one was just a test by Terminus.
Okay, and he's like, you see what you're capable of. This
Maybe
is what
like
you need to do.
Maybe during the whole thing, the guy is just like wondering, like, man, this is really cliche. Like, this is perfect that this is happening, and it's just like, oh, let me guess, there's gonna be a guy reading a magazine with a gun in there, and sure enough, there is one.
And it's a warehouse.
And the person is, let me guess, I'm gonna look in, and the person's gonna be literally tied up in the middle of the floor, in a chair with nothing around them.
And they were.
Yeah. Oh, Tanner.
Huh?
This just in. We got another voicemail from Nate.
Again?
Yeah, another one. Let me just give this a quick play.
All right.
Huh? That's really well thought out. Thank you, Nate. I wonder what he's getting up to. Sounds like he's having fun.
Yeah, and it just sounds like he really wants to be part of this episode too.
Yeah, this is great.
Keeps calling in.
I love it. I love the enthusiasm. Keep it up, Nate. Let's see. Where were we? Okay, so that's kind of the first one. He could. I don't think we need to do. Can you think of any other scenarios, or like what else could he do possibly? We mentioned that like he can track with his little mini selves.
Yeah,
So
he can also
that's
split
useful.
in two, and he can do that thing where he ducks down behind a person, and then the other one of him shoves the guy, and they trip over him.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
Just a good prank.
If you know that scene in The Last Crusade when he's going through that hallway and there's that blade that comes out and Indiana Jones got to like duck down.
Oh yeah.
Well, if he was in that situation, he wouldn't have to kneel. He could just separate out and one goes over, one goes under.
That'd be pretty dope.
Mm-hmm. So obviously there's going to be a.
Oh yeah, like in a
temple
fight, like
rating.
someone could take a swing at him, and he could just split into two, like right where they're punching at, and then the two of them could punch the dude in the balls.
That's a way more feasible situation than
than the Indiana Jones
yeah.
blade. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you got there. You led us to it.
Yeah. Jesus, one up me.
That make for some cool fight scenes, though.
It would be, yeah. And I mean, same goes for bullets, I guess, but that would be tougher to pull off.
Yeah, he's got an insane reaction time for that.
Can there be a situation? I don't know what happens, but maybe he gets in a situation where he is temporarily can't meld back into himself and is stuck as like 4 smaller versions of himself, but he's got to chase someone and he has a motorcycle.
So they're all 4 on the motorcycle?
Yeah, like each running a separate part. Like one's on the handles, one's standing on the seat with the steering wheel, one's like getting on the side, like
Shifting the gears.
yeah, and one's on the back or something.
What was the one
I
on
don't
the
know.
back doing? Oh, like Mario Kart Double Dash throwing like turtle shells and stuff.
Yeah, they're being chased. I don't know. Maybe there's
That's
some
a fun
like
visual. It could be like he was going back to his old ways, a little bit of being a little shit. So Terminus was like, "All right, here you go," and splits him into 4 people. He's like, "You're gonna be like this until you stop being a little shit."
That's perfect. Love it. Terminus is just always present.
Oh yeah, it's kind of always just hanging around.
Well, I mean, I think that's good on scenarios. Should we move on to? Does he get a costume?
I don't know. I don't
Slash-
think you need one in this type of situation.
Does he though? I mean,
Maybe a purple jumpsuit.
I think he needs some sort of jumpsuit. I think too many times, Tanner, we just say, he's just dressed like a regular dude.
Yeah, because that's like what everything does anymore.
Yeah. No, this guy is dressed. What's a He's got a purple jumpsuit. I like that. What's his logo look like? That's something we should start doing.
Oh shit, that's a good idea. More work for us though, but
yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe on those versions when we can't figure out a costume, we can just
because like I feel like his logo has to go with whatever his name is, and we always do name last now.
Maybe it's like it's very simple. It's just a pyramid of dots, like 1 and then 2 below it, then 3 below it.
Oh, okay, yeah,
separating out.
Yeah.
And then what's the other thing we do? Oh, comic book cover. I think the most visually amazing one is the motorcycle
where he's sliding through the where's 4 people on the motorcycle.
It's 4 people.
I thought you meant when he's like sliding through the fence into 30 separate pieces,
and maybe they're all 4 different sizes.
Oh, that's cool. Slightly different sizes.
And that's like the one on the headlight is like very small.
Yeah.
Look out. And like at one point it's very dark and their headlight goes out and he has to like kick it back or like go down there.
Just like go inside the light.
Oh no, these wires aren't touching anymore. And he touches them both and the electricity goes through them.
And then the light kills the vampire that they were chasing.
What happens if, I guess this is important, what happens if one of them dies? Like gets shot?
Oh. I don't know. Is he like permanently slightly smaller and you can only go into like 29 pieces?
I think that's harsh.
I feel like he just has to get to the body and reabsorb it or something.
Yeah, something like that, let's say.
Yeah.
Man, he could pull so many pranks. Like he could literally put a body in a casket and then be like, surprise.
Fucking
it's a very small body. Well, actually, I guess he could that'd be weird. As long as he splits 98%. And then 2% of him goes off and is still alive, but he kills the 98%. And then the viewing, he just reabsorbs back in. And
oh my boom. God. That sounds like you never watched Dragon Ball Z, did you?
Not really.
Yeah, there's a villain, Cell, who basically, if there's even one cell of him remaining, he would regenerate over time.
Yeah.
But this is different because there's only 30 pieces of them. So
yeah, but he could like split 99.9% down.
Yeah.
And then 0.1%. And then that's like a super small part. So that's the comic book cover. And then name.
Then there was name.
Adam,
Split Man.
What if his name was Adam for one thing? He's like splitting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
Split Man. Splitter.
Adam Splits.
Yeah, what if his name was actually like Splitson or something?
Adam Splitson?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Do we want that just to be what his whole name is, or do we want a superhero name too?
I thought that was a civilian name.
Okay, yeah, I know, but sometimes we just like, well, their civilian name's already like clearly a thing.
Yeah. No, if he's got the costume, if he designed a costume.
Oh yeah, good point. So Adam Splitson, and then he
also fair to say that when he splits, automatically any part of him is wearing the same shrunken down costume.
Oh yeah,
it's just some weird thing like that.
Of course.
Split synonym.
You know, in Captain America: Civil War, when he fights that dude on the boat, that's supposed to be the jumper or the leaper. I think that's
in Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Or Winter Soldier. Sorry, that's what I
That's
meant.
Batroc the Leaper.
Yeah.
He's such a weird.
I didn't know that was supposed to be.
Yeah, and then they put him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
His costume is ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. Also, he only uses his feet.
Yeah,
he's just so crazy. Yeah, and he's so much more. I loved how they interpreted him.
Yeah, they did it like Marvel, just like, fuck it, we don't care.
Isn't the guy who played him like an MMA guy?
Yeah, he's an actual MMA fighter.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a good fight scene.
Yeah,
that whole sequence of him on the boat, so good.
Yep.
This isn't your daddy's Captain America.
No,
they said
it's your nephew's.
What if they call him Chasm?
Chasm, because he's a chasm. Is chasm a synonym for split?
is another word for split, but it's
Yeah,
not
I
the kind of
suppose.
split we're going for, honestly. Chasm is like a fissure of some kind.
Split man.
What if he's called Long Division?
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess. What if his name was Long? Like his last name was Long?
So he's Adam Long,
Yeah.
and he
then
goes by Long
and
Division.
He's Long Division.
That's cool.
I like that. That's pretty good.
Sick. Okay, yeah,
All right.
I think we're in agreement.
Cool. I think that's good. We've done it. We've created a hero. Terminus is there. I guess the last thing to do is you play us out here.
But yeah, at this time, that is going to conclude issue number 111, Make-A-Wish of Headline Heroes. This week we created the hero Long Division, or Adam Long, the man who wears a purple jumpsuit and can split into at most 30 different versions of himself, or separate versions of himself, not different. At this time, as always, we'd like to thank Brett Jacobson for creating the art for our show. Brett will never watch Ant-Man because he says that it's not natural for a man to get that small.
Ow.
Which I said, you're not wrong, but have you looked at the rest of the... And then we just,
And
I
he's
just dropped it.
okay. Yeah, it's best to not just argue with him sometimes.
Yeah. And since I guess Nate's not here, I'll go ahead and thank Carl Sorensen for him.
I'm just gonna cut you off. We do have Nate just under the wire got another voicemail in here.
Oh, maybe he's thanking Carl.
Yeah, what if it's here? Let me just this could be him. Thank you, Carl. Hold on. No, sorry, Carl. I think Nate hates you.
The least amount of noise anyone.
It was just a little small muffled. So maybe in his heart he was thanking you, but he couldn't really put it in.
Yeah, I'll translate for him.
Yeah, please.
Carl, thank you for creating the theme song for the podcast and doing all the post-processing work for us. I believe if anyone listening would like to work with Carl, you can get a hold of him at carljsorensen.com.
Yeah, that is correct.
Tight.
And I believe that's also his Twitter at Carl J. Sorensen.
Yeah, you are correct.
Just checking to see if Nate's gonna leave him. No more voicemails.
Nothing?
It seems, unless he gets something else in. I don't think so though. I think it's Mickey Rourke wedding time now. If you come across any articles that you think are funny or bizarre or weird or wacky, please send them our way. We'd love to have them. We'd love to play with them, create a superhero out of them. You have multiple ways to send them to us. We have our email, headlineheroescast@gmail.com. We have our Twitter @headline_heroes. We have our Facebook group, of course. We have our subreddit r-headlineheroes. If you wanted to call in like Nate did 4 times, Nate. 4 times
I do want to point out that is real. Those were all from Nate.
Yeah, that's 100% real. We'll talk about that next time, I think. But if you're super antsy to call us like Nate is apparently, call in. That number is 319-596-6766. Leave us a voicemail. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to play it on the show. Whatever you are listening to us on, be it iTunes, Google Play, or any other podcast app, if there's a way to leave a review or a rating, it would be much appreciated if you could do that. At the very least, please hit subscribe. Helps our numbers grow. Tell a friend about us. Just one friend this week. Just tell them about us. And then finally, thank you for listening, and we hope you'll pick up the next issue of Headline Heroes.